Camping Carl here. Connie and I, we're going to do some camping this weekend. We're going to a charity event. We don't want to spend $300 a night in a motel, so we're going to take our camping. Funny thing, egg on my face, the lock does work. You can't get it off, it's sunk down in here. So I'm going to take it off and hook up the camper. And I guess I learned a lesson. Don't try to put the lock on when the truck is hooked to the camper or event. And what we realized is we almost forgot our chargers. And I'm posing a question today and hoping that I can get someone to respond. We felt like 20 years ago we could go camping and not even worry about a cell phone. Wouldn't even be an issue. And today we don't think it's safe to go without a cell phone. So went back and got the chargers so that we have cell phone all weekend. Please like and follow me.
Here we are driving between Liberty and Brookville, Indiana. This area was developed in the 1960s and they made it into a lake and recreation area. There was a town called Old Fairfield and it was in the Whitewater River Valley. Residents had to leave this area, and the remains of the town are now underwater. Recently, Connie and I decided to camp in this area. We stayed at Whitewater State Park, which is a little north of where we're at now. We stayed there one day. State camping really wasn't open yet. We could pay a nominal fee to stay there, but there were no amenities, very few people camping. And then the next day we decided to come down here where I'm at now to the Mound State Park and to camp there overnight. It was a wonderful experience. Again, there was just very few campers and there was not amenities. We're now nearing an area called Perfect North Slopes. It's a ski area in southern Indiana. Crossing over the Ohio River into Kentucky. In a few minutes we should see the Kentucky sign. On the right we've got the casino and on the left we've got the power plant. Yep, up here on the right we can see the sign to Kentucky. Keep moving south. My wife's fortune cookie. Camping Carl here. We stopped at a Chinese restaurant to get some lunch. I'll tell you how my day is going to go. I opened a fortune cookie and there was no fortune. It's not going to be a good trip, I don't think, but I'm going to have fun. Take care, all. We are traveling mid-morning, so the traffic is much lighter. We're almost at the campgrounds that we're staying at. It's called Whispering Hills RV Park. It's a very narrow road that we're going down. We did pass a nice little candle shop that's at the end of the road. I'm not sure what it's going to be like. We've never been here before. We booked 2 different times, so we had to take 2 different sites. One's a pull through. We won't be able to have a fire there. Second one's going to be a back end, and we will be able to have a fire. Hopefully we'll have sewer and water and electric. Here I am locking up the campers so Connie and I can go to new vocations. Ultimately, that's where I ended up with my pizza stone. Camping Carl here. We're at new vocations. Getting ready to pull into the parking area. It looks like a tight squeeze today. Okay? Yeah. I remember this the last time. I think we came in a car, maybe. It seemed remarkable. Today,
We're in a truck, and again, we're at New Vocations. We're here for a charity event for, I think it's retired racehorses. So we're one of the first few here. We always like to be early. And we got someone directing us for parking and a short walk. And we can see the tents set up. We're walking to the check-in, trying to get our hiking. Connie wore her hiking shoes today because we knew it was going to be a good little walk from the parking to the barns.
Yeah, so the suspensory injury is very common. The suspensory ligament in a racehorse is super, super strong. It can sustain like crazy tensile forces, and it's actually stronger than the bone itself. This is my bone.
But he is still a horse with lots of opportunities for him who doesn't have to be crippled by this diagnosis.
Awesome. Well, I think
Connie, what Connie does best. They've got a great lake on the back of the property. Looks wonderful. We had some good entertainment. They were live singers, country music. We really enjoyed it and had a great evening. Here, made breakfast today. Cinnamon biscuits. We'll see how this turns out. One of them got a little overdone. Evidently, I need to turn them in the little mini oven we have. So it's a happy Saturday. It's somewhat sunny here, Lexington, Kentucky. I want you to have a great Saturday. And don't forget, Camping Carl here on this wonderful Saturday morning. Went to New Vocations, put in a silent auction bid, just won, and won this pizza stone. Pretty incredible. Got it for about half price. Say you could cook a lot of stuff on it, steaks and whatnot. So I'm gonna see about that. I've got these oven mitts that go with it, and I guess maybe I should learn from my father, who put a bid in on a tavern and won it. I put one bid in and had to go back at 8 o'clock to pick it up last night. So I'm impressed by it. I'll see how it goes. Here we are in beautiful Georgetown, Kentucky. Wonderful downtown. Had some nice antique stores. One was not open, but one was open. We went in. The workers were very friendly, treated us great. Had a great time. Thought my wife wouldn't leave. She bought a gift for our daughter-in-law and talked horses with the ladies that worked in the store. I thought I was going to be there the rest of the morning. Here, driving by and saw the old Scott County Jail. Looks like they built it in 1892. They used it till up to 1991. Wow, this is an outstanding building. It looks like it's a Royal Springs Welcome Center now. But Secretary of State Caleb Powers was here, stood trial 4 times for the 1900 assassination of Governor William Goebel. Powers was eventually pardoned in 1908. So looks like they've got a new modern jail somewhere down here in Scott County. I just want everybody to be able to see the old jail and the sign. Have a happy Saturday. Well, on this side, it's got another message. Home of the family is officially elected to oversee persons in the jail. Incredible. The jailer's house is kind of a Kentucky nuance. Down here, since Kentucky's a commonwealth and not a state, the jailer, or the person that runs the jail, is elected, much like a sheriff is elected in Indiana. Here we are stopping by a Japanese botanical garden. I believe, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, Yoko Inn
It's a 5.5 acre Japanese garden. The sign said it was open from dawn to dusk and is free of charge. It's a partnership with Georgetown's sister city of Tahara, Japan. The villa and gardens can be rented. That's a good thing. There is no charge to visit it. It didn't cost us anything. We were able to walk around, look at the lake. The lake it said no fishing. I could see why the lake was a little muddy. I don't think I'd want to fish there either or swim. But they had a nice waterfall that we enjoyed sitting and listening. And overall, it was really a peaceful experience there. You didn't hear any noise from Georgetown or any of the traffic going up and down the road. We weren't able to actually get inside this little building, but we were able to look in. And I thought maybe there might be a sign to please remove your shoes before you go in. I think that's kind of a custom in Japan where they don't wear their shoes inside their houses. You can see here the waterfall area and what we walked through when we came in, and of course the pond. And on the other side of this bridge is the building I was talking about. Here's a monument of sorts. It was really hard to read. We were standing in front of it trying to read it, but it's evidently some kind of a dedication. And again, some more of the garden and how beautiful it was. Seems like the grass and the leaves and everything's more advanced in Kentucky than up here in Indiana where we're living right now. Here I am backing into my second site on day 2. This was Saturday morning. We had to hang around quite a bit at the campgrounds because the family before us waited till noon to check out, which is the time. I mean, they had all the time that they wanted till noon. So, but with a small trailer, it was easy to back in. Only took me a few minutes to set it up again. And the lake behind us is wonderful. And of course, the sewer, the water, everything was on the same side, made it easy for us to hook up, unhook the trailer right here. I just love this electric jack. First one I ever had in my life. All the other trailers I've had to hand crank. And boy, I'll never have another one of those again as much as I can handle it, because I'm just too old to be cranking all these trailers all the time. And once we got it all leveled up, we set it up and enjoyed the view. And we also had some visitors that day that we weren't expecting, a couple ducks that came up out of the pond to say hello to us. We really enjoyed those. Luckily, the geese didn't come and get us, so we had a great hookup.
Camping Carl here. Getting ready to go in and have a little lunch at the Cattleman's Roadhouse. Connie loves a big primal cut of meat, and we're hoping to get her a big steak today. We'll see how it is, and we'll let you know how good it was when we get out. Have a great day.
Here's one of the great parts of the trip, was being able to sit by an open campfire. We bought wood locally, so we had local wood that we were burning that was state approved. Over here we got a little guy, you could see him for just a second there. He kept coming over and updating us on how well the fishing was going. They have the pond there, and you can see the water fountain going. And we had no problem sitting here watching the fire. We stayed here till it got good and dark. Folks around there were fishing. They were fishing up until it was dark, and they had lanterns going. And over farther off to the side where you can't see, they actually had 2 big bounce houses for the kids. Here's the fire later on in the evening. As you can see, I piled on the wood trying to get a bigger fire than the neighbors. I had fire envy because their fire rings seemed to be burning much better than mine, so I just kept piling on the wood.
Camping Carl here. Happy Sunday. Today's the day we move out and go back home. We've emptied the septic, taken out the trash, getting ready to hook up the camper for the wonderful trip back home. Hey. Well, we're driving home today. It's Sunday. We're headed out in the country. We just turned right to head north instead of going back south to get to the interstate. Pretty sure up here somewhere is another exit that'll get me onto the interstate, get us home much faster. We've had a great time. We've seen the botanical garden, seen the new vocations again, had a good time there. And don't forget, I now am the proud owner of a pizza stone. Camping Carl here. Happy Sunday. Just thought I'd talk a minute about the campground we stayed at, Whispering Hills RV Park. Would like to say it was clean. It was very clean. Restrooms were clean, showers, all that was clean. To start out, the little store they had was very small. Didn't have a lot there. So I'd recommend, if you're camping, to take a lot of, non-perishables or, dry goods and stuff that you can keep in your camper where you don't have to buy so much. The first site we stayed at was a pull-in site. That was a boring site, really, because you couldn't have a fire ring or anything. Couldn't have your carpet out on the grass at all, or they'd fine you. So pretty much we just pulled in there, and the weird thing, the neighbors really loud. Second night, since we didn't book book 2 nights in a row, we had to move, but we got a back in, which was much better. Fire ring, that was great, being able to sit out at a campfire at night. Plenty of amenities for the kids. They had a playground, and they also had 2 bounce houses. Now, I've never seen anyone show bounce houses, so they had a nice big area for the kids. They also had a huge swimming pool with some slides, but unfortunately, with it only being 50 degrees out, the pool's not open yet. I'm sure by the end of May, that'll be open. Just overall is a wonderful campground with a reasonable price. I think it's about $55 a night, which really wasn't bad. If you're a Good Sam member, you get, I think, 10% off. So a good place to stay if you're a Good Sam. We're a Good Sam member. So all in all, I would recommend staying there. It's just north of Georgetown, Kentucky. And just a wonderful place to stay. Oh, and there's an area to fish. There's a lot of people fishing last night. So we sat at the fire pit, burning firewood, watching them fish, watching the kids enjoy that. So.
Here we are traveling through the beautiful city of Brookville, Indiana. It's not a very big town. I don't know the population, but I know they got a butcher in town there, because somewhere along the line there's a building with the word butcher on the side of it. They've got an old courthouse, an old jail. It's not very big. And right there's the courthouse. So as we move on down, you can see, there's a lot of traffic lights and such as we go through here. so you're stopping quite frequently. There's an old Dollar General somewhere down here on the left. They do have a McDonald's. That surprises me for how small the town is. They have a McDonald's. I know they've got an older Catholic church on one of the side streets. And I believe they also have a Pepsi bottling company or distributor also when you go down one of the side streets. And it's just a wonderful little place. There is a Chinese restaurant there. I've always wanted to stop there and eat there because I'm a big fan.